Let's bow our heads, please. Tell here it is once more, and I myself come to you with a bow down here. Thank you for the many blessings that you restored upon from the early existence right now. Heavenly Father, bless each and every one that's here, along with their family. God is the way you have us to go. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
President, we do have a quorum. Roll calls as follows. District 1, Ms. Hicks.
Here.
District 2, Mr. Ocker. District 3, Ms. Wilson.
Present.
District 4, Mr. Hughes.
Present.
District 5, Mrs. Sanders.
Here.
District 2 isn't represented.
I'm gonna sign up for public comments on that.
No one signed up.
Need approval of May 27 minutes, the approval of May billing report, the approval of May financial report, the approval of May garbage sewage report, and the approval of outstanding invoice report.
So moved.
The moving problem second, all in favor? On the president report, I don't have anything. I asked Mr. Jackson to come for Delta recovery. So this time, Mr. Jackson, you come up front and you can talk to explain to us about the yeah, you said you
Appreciate
we wanted to get clarification on the I drew a blank on the testing, but you know, they come from the lab that they journey for the you know what I'm talking about. I try to do two things at once. Yeah, let us know how that goes, you know, in some of you, when you have drug tests and you send different ones over there to have it tested and explain it to us, so therefore when they come to us, we'll know what to say.
Okay, Madam President and officers and Secretary and Mr. Evans. Now when you say that you know how it goes, what do we kind of
Okay, when you some they take the drug test, it either gonna be positive or negative, am I correct? And if it have negative with some treatment, explain that to me.
Okay, so Delta Recovery only collects the samples.
Okay,
Okay. And when the samples are collected, we do the paperwork
okay,
and seal the sample, and put it in a refrigerator. And FedEx picks it up. And the sample goes to the lab. And the lab is Redwood toxicology. It's out of California. And it takes about 3 days for it to get back. Okay. Now, we do 8 pounds. And pounds are different types of drugs.
okay.
Okay. Now, I think what you really asking about is that when a drug is or a person have drugs in the system, if the specimen is look like it has something in it. Okay, diluted. If we get, we don't get the report back. The report goes to my boss,
Okay.
Ms. Jackson. Okay, and they get reports, and if it's dirty with an innocent certain type of drug, the report shows. If it's diluted, that test is no good. Oh, okay. That means somebody put something in it. Okay. Now, then you get children, that's what we're talking about right now, right? That's what you're concerned. Children learn a lot of stuff, a lot of material. Now, you can dilute the test with water. Now, there have been cases where people, agencies would let people go in and do the sample, but we don't do that. I go in here, and there's a female at the office goes in with a female. So there's no way they can pour water in it. So they have to bring it in. But you can drink so much water that you can dilute the test. And if the test shows that you dilute it, the test is no good. And I think in some cases probably they learn a lot on the street, and they learn how to dilute it. But if a drug is in it, the drug shows.
So in other words, in order for it to be correct, it has to have positive. Being negative with diluted is still no good.
Well,
I'm saying it got to be either positive or negative.
yeah, well, what happens coming around is that if you're dirty, and you got drugs in your system, the test don't pick it up.
Okay.
But if it's diluted, you know, and you can do that with water. You know, you can drink so much water that you dilute the test, and the test is not good.
But the lab still show that, right?
Yeah. So,
Well, do y'all do temp checks on the sample when you're getting it?
before,
Temperature check. You do temp checks on it?
yeah, it's on there,
Can I ask a question?
on there.
The diluted test, would it be a negative or positive? Because you diluted for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Would it be a negative or a positive?
No, yeah, it's a negative, it's no good at all, you know, so that's gone, I mean, that's thrown out. So that's, I think it's some of those cases that, somebody would have told them, you know, that if you drink enough water, you can,
So diluted test is not considered a positive test, right?
no. And then, you know, they have to take that test whole. So evidently, somebody has come to somebody, the board member, right, concerning the test. And what was
That's
it?
when we want to make sure, because anytime they say that and say diluted, you know, that's it. It got to be straightforward. We don't know, I don't know anything about it, I have never taken one. And I know you over there. That's when I wanted you to come and explain it to them, you know. And that way they won't say that, you know, we was being biased or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want to say that we're going to let them work. And then, because most times when you do randoms, says you never know what's going on. And I don't want no one to get hurt nowhere, you know, trying to do stuff. So that's when I wanted you to come to straighten that out. So
Yeah.
anytime it says that and said it shows, because the test, like you said, you don't get the answer. You have to go somewhere else. And anytime they come back and say that, then that's it.
But, this is my last statement concerning that.
Okay.
Is that, if the test says diluted, and you all at work, and they out there, in office way there, we got it, and something happened to them, or they fall out there, you in for a bad soup.
And that's why I asked a question about diluted means It's diluted for a reason.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
If it's diluted, that means you can see it's a policy,
Yeah.
but it's the reason for these diluted. So you wouldn't take a chance on hiring that person because the test is not sure of negative.
Right, that's right. It's good.
So any person we hire, this test has to be a negative, right?
Yeah, well, it has to be clean. Yeah, yeah.
That's negative.
Yeah, yeah. So you can't answer. No, I'm sure you wouldn't do that.
No. You wanted to say
Yeah,
something?
yes, ma'am. Mr. Jackson,
Mhm.
when you go to take your test, for a male, someone's in there to make sure that they don't have any extra. And for a female, someone's in there to make sure that they don't have any extra, right?
Mhm.
Okay. If I went to the party last night and I drank a liter of water this morning, came and took my test, would the marijuana show up in the test?
No, well, what you said, if you think, you smoke the marijuana? I'm sure it would.
That quick.
Yeah, that,
So,
you got to drink
Let me share a little bit, if I may.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, yeah,
So much I appreciate it. Normally, recommend that you drink no more than a glass of water. A drug test, anything prior to that could probably cause dilution. Commonly, there has to be an overwhelming amount of water that has been, intake into the body to cause it dilute. That's why the laboratories have
cut off.
yeah, caution when it comes to that. It kind of sends up a red flag because, you can just drink a small amount of water and of course we get a determination of either negative or positive. But there has to be, an overwhelming amount of water. And then that gives some indication that there probably some type of adulteration taking place.
but if there's a drug, an X pill, if there's cocaine, if there's marijuana in my system from 7 days ago, and I take that test, the water can dilute it?
Well, it depends on the metabolism of the different bodies, the types of different drugs. Some of them don't stay in the system as long as others, but marijuana happens to be one of those that lingers longer.
So it should show up, right?
Marijuana. It depends on the type of marijuana that was used, but the most common form that they use, it should. It should. And let me say, thank you, Madam President, for allowing me to come before you in the board members. I want to simply recognize you all and thank you, Madam Secretary. Thank you all for this opportunity and this privilege.
Yes, ma'am. So if this happens from them drinking water, why are they allowed to drink water if they can't use it?
Okay, say it again?
When they come and they can't use it, you give them water to drink, correct?
Yeah, if they can,
So why are they allowed to drink water if the water is going to dilute the test?
Well, they are,
You talk about
volume,
volume.
it's volume, right? The amount of water that we would give would be a couple. It wouldn't be enough water to dilute. There has to be the scientific determination of it, that there has to be overwhelming.
yeah, the volume of water.
The volume determines that there will be dilution. And that's where you
I
get
just want to know if the test
the
is
issue
a
going in with it. But I do want another question.
So what, Mr. Jackson, could you speak louder as well so we can
Oh, yes,
pick it
ma'am, I'm
up,
sorry.
please?
I apologize.
That's okay, thank you.
So what if you one of those guys that work out in the heat, extreme the heat in the sun, and you drink extreme amount of water a day, and you get hit with a random? Like it's been like 80, 100 degrees out there, and you know.
Well, this is what I would say to that. The protocol normally is, I'm gonna reiterate a little bit of what the officer shared there. At our agency, in addition to us having licensed addiction counselors there and registered addiction counselors, we do have certified specimen collectors. And so, since you all know a little bit about, the background of what we have there, and that we have a partnership with, gentleman said, and we're gonna talk about this with y'all a little bit about whatever happened with these young people, because we wanna support them any way we can. The protocol normally is that we would just retest. So if something like that did happen to go awry, then it could be, if it was an occasion that, let's say they drunk or dilute, we didn't have anything, okay? So our position is from a professional standpoint, it's not accusatory in any way, you know? All we do is, we get the determination from the lab. So let's say he didn't have anything in there, so the protocol is let's retest. Okay, just to determine, and let's make certain this time that you don't drink that amount of water. We don't have that occasion. And we can do that the next day following. Or, you see what I'm saying? And then we can have a determination. You may have drunk and you didn't have anything in there. But if you do, if we're able to, let's say, retest the next day, or sort of, or within some window, whereby that drug would not have dissolved, then we would be able to, you shouldn't drink that much more this next day. You understand? When you were out in the sun that day, we understand, okay, it was dilute, but we're not gonna do that this time. You know, we're gonna set an occasion where you're gonna come, and we will take it, and then we'll see.
And you have 3 ways you can test for drugs: urine, blood, air.
Yep, and we do saliva. We do mouth swab as well. Okay, so we don't do blood. That's what we do urine and we do mouth swab. And we, you know, of course, we can, make certain hairs not as well. Hair gets to be a little touchy because the hair
Way back.
6 months back.
Yeah.
I could have not used. This last week was, but it's nothing new in 6 months back. Urine has been, it's the standard.
Well, I appreciate your comment. I imagine anything else that if y'all young beings and they wanted to know, you probably go to his office and see it. I got the idea and I'm at board.
I don't want
Glad to come back.
Can I say this, Madam President?
Yeah, man.
You can.
I always follow that.
That's all right, that's all right.
So I just wanna say to the board that, you know, we're at you all's pleasure, we appreciate the occasion, you know, to serve you all, and this community as well. This agency is a part of this community, so we're gonna make certain that, if we have occasion where there's dilutes like this, that these young folks be given every opportunity to work. We know that that's important, you know, for all the citizens here. So we are prepared to, if agreeable, you know, with, I don't know, with the families or to retest it. And, you know, we're willing to do it, you know, at least at half cost. At half cost what it would be, to make certain that they would be able to properly, if finances were a problem for them, we want to make certain that we, you know, reach across the aisle to support, you know, these young folks so that they wouldn't have to, you know, say, well, I wasn't dirty and I was dilute, I drank too much water. Okay, maybe you did that, and if he did, let's just retest, and we don't want any hardship on the family because of that. So we want to let them know, we really, and you all too, as well, to help them in any way we can with this type of financial, because the hardship, and we're gonna accommodate and make certain that it works well.
Okay. Where's the board? We'll talk about this.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you for.
Boy, that's for dirty.
The second thing?
Yeah.
Y'all. Okay.
Thank y'all. We
All right.
appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.
So very much. Anything we can do, contact either my uncle or the office in East Carolina, we will accommodate. God bless you.
Yeah, and let me tell you, he's my boss. He's my boss. All right.
You're the uncle, but he's still your boss.
Yeah, he's my boss. He's the director of the program.
Thank y'all. Good to see you. God bless you. Tell them all we do. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Okay, report of secretary.
Vice Commissioner to pay all outstanding invoices based on available funds.
Have y'all had a chance to look at it? You have any questions?
I approved it all. We feel outstanding bills as one comes with it.
The moving property stuff and all in favor?
I have a letter from Vicksburg Tallulah Regional Airport, to whom it may concern. On behalf of the Vicksburg Tallulah Regional Airport Board and tenants, we would like to express that we are opposed to the construction of the wind turbines. It is our understanding that the Federal Aviation Administration has already approved the plans. We simply wanted it on record that we are not in favor. If there is anything the parish can do to stop this from moving forward, please let us know. It wasn't on the agenda, but I wanted to let you know. And it was just received today.
And we ain't providing this, only do the thing that says, do the traffic, that it.
Do what now?
The only thing that shows this is the apple, is that a wing somehow? That thing that sits up on the top of the road.
Black flag or something.
It's only around the people.
No, it's a very tall wind vine that mainly in farmland.
Okay.
You're talking about a weather sock.
In regards to the roof, on Friday, Industrial Roofing and Construction came out and assessed the damages. And they have presented a quote of $5,000, which includes all labor, equipment, and materials to perform the following scope of work: mobilize and set up roofing, locate areas where the membrane has cracks and possibly causing leaks, apply Alsan liquid flashing with reinforced fabric, and clean up the job site. Now, I did discuss with the engineer about the emergency repairs. He stated that, keep in mind, we did emergency repairs, and then they have that bid outside, for future replacement of the entire roof. That still a lot of cost. I mean, it doubles the cost almost. So, based on that, decided to perhaps just get the repairs done. The guy said he could come out actually on Wednesday and do it. Should be about a day to fix the cracks. The only downside is they having court on Wednesday. So they gave me some dates that they would be available. But I do need permission from the board to proceed with the repairs with the estimated cost of $5,000.
I got a question. That's just for the roof. That still don't have nothing to do with the esophagus and all that on both.
No, that's included in the, plans and specifications that went out for bid.
Any more questions? You need to make a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Properly second, all in favor?
That's it.
We haven't heard anything from the young man that was gonna check on the old health unit, the historic deal.
The guy that was interested in purchasing?
No, the one that saying he probably could get, some money, grant money, and also gonna see, do you, I tell you what, I'll come here tomorrow, if you got his number, give it to me, maybe I need to reach out to him, cause he's dragging around. Every time it rains, ain't gonna do nobody no good, like that. I was at a meeting today with Delta Head Start, and they was looking for a building, but I wasn't gonna say anything because I can't tell them about that building because the top is, so I need to talk to see if they gonna do anything on that.
I did contact the, Office of Historical Preservation, and, she was gonna have someone call me back, but he hadn't returned the call. She said there possibly some grants, but, she wasn't sure because that wasn't her department. Lynn had spoke with.
You can have a chance to reach back out to her to see. I can name on my call or two. It don't make sense. Okay. All right, report from the parish attorney. Report, nothing, report of jury members, I guess.
Okay, you ready? First thing is tell all you guys thank you. I know you guys got way behind on your grading and your grass cutting, but looks like y'all trying to catch up pretty good. I appreciate it. Next thing is, I got a call from Cole and Ray this morning back on the culvert deal, you know, crossing the bayou. I personally went out there and looked, he tried to tell me it wasn't flowing. Thomastown Road, you know, where you cross the bayou going to the little barn house, I had a flow going there. I went all the way around, I got on Bounds Road, and where Little Woodyear's house is, there was a flow there, and there's one on the east side. And then went all the way down to our dam here at on 602, and there's a flow there.
We open all up.
Just because, yeah, I know you did, I seen where you done a good job. Just because one of the crossings ain't flowing, don't mean it ain't flowing, you know. Tried to explain that to him, but he didn't wanna hear it, so.
But I think the biggest reason why it's not going up to standard is because some of the colors under some of the ramps are smaller than others. That's why I'm trying to update all of them to a 36-inch cover. Right now, some of them only have a 24 or 18-inch cover.
Okay, and got your one. Okay, where you cross the bayou where the two houses are next to Cantrell Estates,
Yeah.
on the, you know, those culverts right there are not even in the water at the level we got right now.
They designed for that.
Yeah, they want to get hold of level, I understand that too. Okay, the rest of it is grading and grass, you know that, I already tell you that. But I appreciate y'all cleaning that culvert out there, or those culverts. You know. That's it for me.
District 3.
Good evening, Mr. Ellis.
All right.
The old health center, just got through talking about it. That, you gonna be able to spray that by your side?
Yes.
Okay. I know you was kind
We
of
cut the grass up today.
Yeah, I saw that today. But, you know, that slope down. We don't wanna get it out of control, we spend a lot of money there trying to get it.
They should have sprayed it last week.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, and I appreciate, what you did what you're doing today down there by Wright Elementary, going to the Panola there. And also, right across from Wright Elementary, the big pile, where last time we had the problem at.
Right.
They, been a lot of complaints by the neighbors and the fire chief and all of them. I mean, they killing snakes and all kinds of stuff coming up out, but anyway, they burn it. And they asking if we can come down and push it up, you know, so it'll go on the ground, cause it's been burned down to where it got the big stumps. You know, so they need,
That particular pile,
the
if y'all
same,
make a motion on it, I won't have any problem with it, because it's on private property.
right, right,
So when you make a motion on it, we'll take care of it.
to push the pile up so that it's finished burning.
I make a motion that we, they'll take the kit down and hold it up so it can burn. Finish running that.
Right, because, I mean, we did,
Accepted.
I accepted it.
Yes, sir.
No problem, no problem.
Where's the location?
Wash Street.
White, right, White and, what is that, Field?
Field.
Field. Yes, sir. And also, one more thing. The corner of North Walnut and East Ogden, right there by Moss's, this Moss's little place,
But put the cover in there.
where they putting the cover in. It's they digging it out. You know, first of all, I didn't know, we didn't do it.
City hall.
Right, but it's our ditch, it's parish ditch, so I didn't know if you was aware of it or not.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
if you was, did you have somebody down there to shoot the grade on it, to make sure they were doing it, you know?
I didn't have, excuse me, I didn't have no idea they were gonna put in the coverage, you know, when I really found out about it, they had already blocked the road off, plus they purchased the cover.
Right,
And I went by and looked at it, it seemed like they had some type of problem, because I don't know if they didn't hit a line or whatever, but,
right, and see, that water comes from all up here.
Right.
That's our main artery for water coming through town, coming right down through there. So if they put it in there wrong, you know, if it's all grade, you already know, it's gonna slow the flow.
right.
And we got a problem. We ain't never had flooding in that area, you know, since I've been around. So we don't wanna, you know,
So what are you gonna do?
well, at least, you know, if you would, just check on it, you know, make sure they doing it right, or it's on grade. We got one down on Third Street that's not on grade, and, you know, it caused a problem.
Right.
So we don't wanna do that, and we already see what's going on. You know, you can, you know, stop it or.
But are they gonna complete the job themselves?
Well, they working on it, you know, I guess, I mean,
Okay.
we can't, you know.
But, you know, I have my guys come out and shoot grade on it, but, if we do shoot grade on that particular cover and put it where it's supposed to be, the whole dish really need cleaning out because the cover in front of it,
Right.
half of it is full up with, the ditch is full up with dirt.
Right, right.
Well,
Well, I
on the
had,
other side is the same way.
yeah, I had asked previously about, you know, sweeping that ditch out or whatever, but, you know, and I guess that would be up to.
You want me to put that on the list to clean
Yes,
out
sir.
that particular ditch?
Yes, sir, you would.
We have cleaned it out.
Right. And we cleaned it out a little bit on the other end.
There's no water, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, but I'm very concerned about that because it is said at the wrong elevation,
Okay.
and it's gonna slow the water,
Right.
you know, and it's coming from uptown.
Right.
And it's still got a long way to go from there to get out to the big ditch. So that's gonna probably flood out several people, especially on the lower end. Okay, that's it for me.
If we know harvesting time coming, I know we've had a lot of rain, but Ted asked me about his cover up there, you know,
The big cover.
the big cover town. I know you had to be covered no other way.
Yeah, we got quite a few covers.
Yeah, you had quite a few, and like I said, I know harvesting time.
That's on the crossroads,
The
story.
copper, yeah. The other one, Henry Crossing, man.
Yep.
They got a place where you can get dirt up there.
No, we probably had all, yeah, but the biggest thing now, we got to wait till the bayou drop, low enough to put it in.
You remember when the last time, years ago when we put it in, remember digging that pond for the guy? That pond, that's what we got, dirt right up the road by the lighthouse.
Well, he gave us some dirt when we put the large cover in, Hammer Shrimp,
And
that's right down the road from
you
you.
down there in front of you.
So he furnished the dirt from the same place we got it before.
If you wanted to build a bigger pond,
Right.
that's be close as, how you come, how we gonna do the port, did they say it? They say anything?
Well, today, the covers came in today, 3 of them. And, depending on what the weather's gonna be like, we wanna try to go and get started on it. We did all our prep work, so all I need to do is get all the equipment I need, so I have it on site. So when we start, we won't have to worry about stopping. We're gonna try to get a packer, and 2 packers, for salt to cut the road, and some felt to put on the bottom of it. So, we said what we need to do.
We gonna set the bids on there. Which one we gonna let forward leg?
Well, that's your choice.
Yeah, we gonna do it.
One of them is 18,000, 139,000. Those are high.
Yeah, they high.
So,
He right there, so he,
D&J is the cheapest one, I believe,
yeah, he right there.
and he's right here.
I just want right there.
That's what I
We
need.
get to that tree. They had, down on Hunter Bend, and they had, if, I think, you probably, best thing to do is try to prime that road back up.
But my intention on Hunter's Bend, especially now by Indian Lake, and that's the main part, that's one of the water, is to shoot grade on the outlet to go into Tensaw, because I think I have a lot of room to play with. Since I can't raise the road up, I can lower the ditch to drain the road.
You know, most of those goes out, we put them in, you got the cross drain. And all them, cause now they probably can't even find it.
Yeah, we can find them, but
Found the greater one.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, they high.
Yeah,
So the only way you can install them now, you have to make the ditch deeper.
you gotta dig it down
So,
over
but
the years.
you can't be lower than your outlet.
Over the years, that road is so wide, I need to try to get it back in.
We're gonna bring in some,
Yeah. So,
that's the biggest problem.
I was tracking.
But it's something about that particular material on that particular road, that no matter how much gravel you put on it,
Go away,
it's, in 6 months,
gone,
it's gone.
lost about
Same thing.
same thing. So, you got your tractors running?
Yes, we have a problem running our push hole, and so I, went over to WT's and trying to get a quote on another 15-footer because the one we have now is something about the center shaft. We keep on breaking the shaft out. You know, it might be a teeth or something broke down inside of it, but, I did have an extra spare than one that we got from Rick, the 12-foot. So right now I'm using the 12, 2 15-foot. But if I have to get another one, you know, I hope I don't. I hope my mechanic can fix the one I have. And if he can fix everything, we'll be in good shape.
The whole time to repair the truck. Did you get it? You forgot it?
No, I haven't forgotten. It's just ideal, man. We are really overloaded with different jobs and trying to keep up with everything.
Because
You know, I know you talking about it. They're gonna be hard to cross
the
out.
whole, we got that leg, said the whole getting worse. And I
I went to that.
I explained to him that I had talked with you, and I knew y'all were gonna get to it.
This idea, it's a difference between hauling gravel and hauling dirt, you know. I leave my trucks with my track holes, because if I don't have my trucks, then I can't dig the ditch right now.
Yeah.
So I'm at the wait till I get a break, then I can haul gravel to the different places I need to haul it to.
I used to do. You clean that ditch,
Like, let me tell you, like I told you in the beginning, water do not go up here. We clean that ditch out. Me knowing it's not gonna work, because I shot great on the ditch. I always go in and do my prep work. That water have to go north and hit that slough and go back towards Willoughby.
but you can make it go south with the tractor. You can go get the radio, you can go lower there, go that way. You take the tractor, will take the water any way you want.
Yes, you can. But you're trying to change the flow. And that's gonna be impossible because you're gonna have to fill the ditch in and almost bring it out of the ground completely to make the water go in another direction. So when you do that, the water that's coming out of the field, you don't have a deep enough trench to catch it. So that means it's gonna come across the road. But if you go the way it's supposed to go, then your ditch is deep enough to catch the water.
But you finna call confusion. When you dig it to the cover gonna have to be low.
No,
The driveway cover.
don't have to be, we not have to go even
But
touch that
they
driveway.
don't even wanna go that way, so I was like,
What do I do when I meet with other people that say they don't want me to do their driveway? I try to treat everybody the same. I don't like to have a double standard. I can go to another place, another ditch, and if I run into a problem, they need a cover. And they tell me, no, you can't come my way. So my problem is, what I do for one, I can do it for all. And rerouting that water just for that particular purpose is not.
well, I was superintendent for you and I did it.
Well, you're not, now.
Well, not now, but the water was.
What I'm trying to get across, what I'm trying to get across, water do not go up here, no matter,
Going that way, we be all right.
but y'all trying to make it go up here. Anytime we're covered, and you can't see the mouth of the cover because it's filled in. Common sense.
They don't want you to go through the yard here.
That's not
They leave it alone.
with the right of way.
And take it up, just dig it, get it up, and leave
Who
it.
on the right of way?
We on that part of the right of way, but you can make the water go the other way, you know that.
For what reason, Danny?
Because the people don't want you to go that way.
Y'all
That's the
don't
only thing I'm
understand.
saying. I'm telling you, if they say, we're gonna sue you, come through my yard, even though we on the right way, if they don't wanna go the other way. It's
What about
easy.
somebody else? Whatever y'all
If
say.
somebody else come with that problem, deal with it when we get there.
Okay.
But deal with these people right now because she's saying that y'all trying to mess on, pick on and all that. I'm saying leave it alone, dig it, get out of the way.
I done stopped, I done picked my equipment up, and I done moved to another
Yeah, that's
site.
what I'm thinking.
So we do that too, see.
It's just, what about unbuckling? You said, you mentioned that.
But they still mentioned about buzzing. Haywood.
Haywood.
Oh, yeah, I talked to Haywood and I talked to, another landowner, and we had to clean out the right of way that come through the woods, right by the bridge. Cause because they see there's a lot of trouble going around the road to come back to town, so you can walk in that particular area. So I had my guys use a bush hog and a side cutter to trim the back, so, and the back over, because they had some trees sitting down.
I have two concerns. One, Reverend Hamilton and on Bailey Road,
Bailey,
you know, they're saying that, you may have some more asphalt.
what about Bailey Road?
Probably put some more asphalt, something on that road. Probably need to check to see down by his church with the potholes and stuff. I was intending to drive down it, but I didn't.
Bailey Road is a go-around road to keep the traffic from going through town. And if you notice, that road is not designed,
I see.
that road is not designed for all the traffic, heavy traffic that's going through there.
That's gonna be our next thing. I think,
But I tried to,
Cynthia Mason had those different signs we need to put up. I have another one of my, constituents had concern about the way the big truck is driving the flag. So now we have a sign where I said no trucks, but still we need, Cynthia do that, or do we have to order, say so many loads that go on there, so many pounds, because it's gonna tear it over. I think she do,
it's
she,
gonna be
she,
hard. It's not
she
hard.
won.
Yeah, 'cause
But
they
they
gotta
can't
make that turn, they gotta come make that turn and sit down.
They can't make that turn, they can't make that turn. That's why they go through Bailey
But
Road.
I'm saying they don't have to go that fast though,
You make sure on down there,
you know,
speed limit.
and we're gonna
That's
have,
a truck,
do what?
That's a truck route.
Yeah, truck route.
It's a truck route for the Madison
Can I
Parish
finish
Court.
talking?
Please, don't stop my train.
I'll wait till y'all get through.
I'm resident speak.
What I'm saying, I know it said no trucks, I know it's a truck route. I'm saying how fast we can have so many thousand pounds. Or you know, let them continue to come through there and have so many pounds, 1,000 pounds you want, and when they tear the road back up, then I guess we got money to fix it. That's all I'm saying. I know they got to come through there, okay? And then not only that, we still need a speed sign for the ones that's in the cars that be flying going through there. So that's another thing, I don't know, it's bumping the foot. Now, they come to me and I'm bringing it to you all.
Okay.
Not
So
for
I
all
would,
this other stuff, I better.
I put up speed limit sign.
I don't.
Speed limit sign.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they don't have a scale across. They coming with everything they get.
yeah, they don't have to be doing all this kind of, like they don't care. And also, I don't know what we can do with one, and Mr. Guy. If we mentioned
Can I
that.
have one word for good, what is the speed limit?
Oh, I don't know, I
Is
was
that
intending to have Chad or one of the different
That's fine,
come
right?
to the meeting, so they can do a census out
I
there,
think it's 35 miles an hour.
There for that.
so they can, do it. And with that, whatever,
But then it's
you about right.
when they turn over there.
You can do the speed.
Yeah, with the speed bump, yeah, a little bit too, yeah. But, like I was telling him, is I don't see what we can do, we can try with, right, this lot that, I don't know, do it belong to us or do it belongs to Ford? But we need to check on that, and see, and if, no, we need to cut it down, because, like I said, snakes and everything, you know, gotta have some, that's on baby also. So we need to, you know what I'm saying, right beside, you know, the help unit, then their house, and then the other lot. So we need to check with, housing to see if that's adjudicated property, or do it belong to Ford, or which one of the spots it belong to.
I think, he owned that property, but it's old help unit. The new
No, the new one, he owned the lot, but he don't own the lot that's beside, I'm talking about the one with all the grass up there, you try to pick up.
You need that cut?
Yeah. And also, you don't have the same person that been cutting the grass all the time. Cause I tell you, if so, man, I just had to start paying for one side of my job, cause we did a whole job. I don't know what was going on. Matter of fact, I ended up paying this young man. You know what I'm saying? Double
But they
check.
not cut it close enough, but it's just leaving a lot of grass.
If if you don't mind, could you drive down there and check and see? I think you can look at it and explain a little bit. That one and over there, because on the place on Gale Street, I paid my young men that cut me, to come over a little further, that don't belong to me, because so they won't be looking all crazy. You see what I'm saying? So we need to do that. You have some men that really knew what they was doing. They used to have that zero turn, they used to have a wheel, they used to trim on that, but I don't know what happened. Is it the new tractor you all got? You can't help it. It's the same. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that's about it. They're gonna try to get to that no check and see. Huh? You all right?
I'm good.
You got anything else to say?
Appreciate it.
Okay.
But on Bailey Road, when y'all talking about the bypass, to get to
65.
Yeah, 65, or whatever, just like on Harlem Street. Harlem Street had a weight limit, you know, to go on Harlem Street, because of the road is not designed for a certain type of vehicle or weight limit on that particular street. Same way, like, I know it's the bypass, but still in all, it depends on what are that road rated at on Bailey.
But you would have to hire somebody to stay there to watch all the trucks coming there. Because
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying, I understand, you know, where we're going, but I'm saying, like, for like, how can you enforce something that's not there? You talking about a speed limit, I can run 100 miles an hour and can't get a ticket, because there's no speed limit sign.
Right.
You know,
speaking like that, on a couple of us. You know.
yeah, but I mean, if you get an oversized 100,000 pound load to go around the bypass, and that road is not designed to haul that, you can't enforce it.
Right.
You know, so different truck weigh different weight limit. That's why there's rules and laws, you know, regulations in place. Now, if we going to the port, and my bill of lading said I'm going to the port to get loaded or unloaded, whatever the case may be, you know, then therefore there's no other way around, you know, I'm legal. But just, you know, like military equipment, it's not even, like a hazardous load come down and chemical get on the ground. Everybody got to evacuate. How can you enforce it? If it's a hazardous load, like complex ship, hazardous load out of there all the time. Come in, and they come through that road. Some of them leaks and so on and so on. I'm gonna give you the floor. Thank you.
To reiterate what he's stating, all roads should be manned by the sheriff department. So when loads are there, that's why you have DOTD. So that's why when you have a problem with any road, when trucking from, whether it's any liquid or any aggregate that's coming from the port, that's when we have to contact DOTD and say this amount is coming across this road and it's not equipped for that. So then we can possibly see what we can do about that, but no, we cannot stop traffic from coming on a particular road.
That's not what I'm
A
saying.
bypass is when they, even regular.
You'll help me talk once you get outside.
But this has to do with just business itself.
Yeah,
Because
we
when
know
you're
about the DOT, we
Googling,
know about, we have to get in contact.
when you're Googling, they'll use that road as a bypass to go around.
I know, that's what I'm trying
One other question, Juror Hughes, did we make a motion to accept one of the quotes?
We are,
Okay.
we ready to go. We can go ahead and do it.
no, let's say,
Go ahead.
okay. You, on you.
Ooh. Okay, like I said at the beginning, we have received the covers for the board, we received 3 of them. But right now, we will just put in one until we start having a problem with the other, so we won't delay whatever traffic they got going through there. So like I said, we're doing all our prep work, so we have everything on site when we start, so we can try to finish it one day or whatever, or day and a half. Second, y'all asked me last meeting to bring you a quote on truck, because y'all had a certain amount of funds that was allocated for the public works department to use to get some type of equipment. And we had discussed a 350 flatbed truck with the tires on it to help pull some of the stuff that we have around the yard. And we're trying to get a fuel tank to eliminate hauling fuel in the back of the truck because those tanks are 150 gallons and tearing up all our truck the lids are so thin. So that's why y'all have 3 different quotes. And I would like for y'all to look at the quotes and determine which one y'all decide to get.
You have a preference, though, right?
Well, what was the cheapest one?
Right, at 69,000.
No,
That's
65.
65. You ain't gonna have much left to get no tank, so we said 69.
That's what I
We
said.
said 69.
But we'll have to do one step at a time, I guess. But we can't do it all at once, you know. We just have to-
We might get 69,000. That's what, how much money they had. But you won't be able to get no tank.
But like I say, if we can't get one now, we can get one now and get the other one later on.
How much is the tank?
The tank is running from between 5,000 to 18,000. It's all depending on what type of fuel tank and trailer you're looking for.
You got that in your budget? The 5,000?
If I have to,
That's what I'm saying.
But-
See, it don't make sense you get your truck and you need that, and if you got it in your budget, then I'm asking, I don't know what's in, I don't know.
I looked at,
You know what
y'all have a copy of my budget.
No, I don't.
The public works department just got a copy of it.
You gave it to me today,
This is in
in the thing?
the package.
Okay.
And you see what left in the balance, and this is only 6 months.
You better find another grant, you better hold on to it.
This is all right.
Yeah.
And what I started with at the beginning of the year was ridiculous for public works. That y'all see I need, things that y'all ask me to do. I cannot do them if I don't have.
Till you do that, you gotta cut back. That's all I ask you.
So what y'all saying,
Maybe get the truck. You gotta wait for the tank, unless you got it.
something might come up, I think you just sent me an email saying that, the 20,000 for the gravel, we can start using it, right?
East Bear Lake.
East
only.
LA Road.
They'll probably find someone, get another grant or something.
So like I say,
So you meet with North Delta, 26. We'll see what we can, you need help.
There'll be a way. All right, what else?
see, this is my report.
That's it?
Yes. But y'all let me know what y'all decide on the truck, cause it's not gonna stay there for a certain amount of time.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, don't go ahead and get the truck.
I make money.
Yeah. Give me a motion.
I make the motion to get this.
I second it.
Which one are we gonna
You said that, you gotta wait for
do?
the
You got more than one of us?
65 acres. 65 acres.
You get the one.
The one for McHike.
Right.
Yeah, that's over Jackson.
Just on the front page.
No, second.
Sign of that.
Yeah. Right.
Let's try it. Make the motion.
65 acres.
65 acres.
I make a motion that we, purchase the truck on Night Heights out of Jackson Ford, 65,000.
Did I get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I use balance to try to use it on whatever I can.
Roll call. Wait.
District one,
Yes.
district two, district
Yes,
three,
you can.
Yes.
district four,
Yes.
district five.
Yes. Now, what you said, instead, can you use the balance for what?
But the truck is on 65 acres, and I think, I don't know, how the grant was over 65.
Yeah, 61, man.
So I have to use the total amount.
Yeah. As long
Not
as-
grant, but what the amount is.
Yeah, find out what you need to find a little further. But you gotta make sure you got to specify what, you know, you just can't say that.
You got to see.
You got to specify.
That's their report.
about no accident. Report of Office of Homeland Security. Report of Building for, and the Special Committee report, whole business. I see you got Madison Parish Court Commissioner, what's that, Mr.?
Mr. Ernst here.
Okay, what's going on with that?
Mr. Ernst, will you come up, please?
Asked to be on the agenda due to the 4 quotes that, I had offered bid for the road repairs.
So did what now? Which one?
The quotes for the road repairs.
Oh, come out, what you just said, oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And secondly, just to find out when the covers are going out, coming in, but I heard Mr. Epps say that one was pretty done. And I do agree with Mr. Epps getting that road done as soon as possible, as opposed to the other, since we have harvest coming up and we don't wanna hold up traffic any longer. And I do want to thank Mr. Epps for them grading the area and, offering support all the assistance that they have. And we are, Mr. Epps and I are going to work on the end of the road, by Terrell, because the water is sitting there. We are gonna work on getting some relief off of that road. And yes, we will pay for that culvert, and once he gets a moment, no urgency for us, once he gets a moment for that.
Yeah, I like that part where you say you all gonna pay for it. See, I ain't going, I like that. I like that. You're all right, you're all right. All right, that's, I need to make a
I'd like to
motion.
make a motion, to accept the bid from D&J for $18,900.
All right, moving properly, second, all in favor?
Alright.
Let's do a roll call on that, please.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2, District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes. Okay,
Thank you all.
you're welcome. On the, Madison Parish Recreation Board, they've done a request for Lamille Haggard to be placed on the Recreation Board. And I talked to her, so, that'll be 5, so I need a motion to replace, not replace, to put, Ms. Lamille Haggard on the Recreation Board.
I'll make the motion, to put him on the recreation board.
I second.
Been moving probably second. All in favor? Okay. The new bill adopted the ordinance authorization of the Madison Parish Police Bureau to sell adjudicated property at the North Walnut Street. We need to adopt that order.
I make a motion to adopt the ordinance.
I'll second it.
Been moving probably second. All in favor? Let's do a roll call.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2, District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes, okay. Any correspondence? Any public comment? Meeting adjourned.